Hello! We are making coconut kefir. Coconut kefir is amazing. We love coconut kefir because coconut water just naturally has so many minerals. It's really hydrating. It's like the natural it's like the natural Gatorade. It's like the natural healthy for you electrolytes to rehydrate the body, filled with minerals, super alkaline. But when you ferment it, it has this incredible effect on the endocrine system. It helps to tonify the intestines and flatten out the tummy some. It actually has been known to benefit the liver and really feed that endocrine system. So keeping the hormones kind of in order, right? It's excellent for digestion. So when you have some coconut kefir, after a meal, you have just a little shot glass of it. It helps to digest the food. And guess what it does? Just like all of these fermented foods, it kills sugar cravings. How amazing is that? So what we've done is we've taken the water from young Thai coconuts. You can also buy coconut water. You don't want to use boxed or canned coconut water for some reason. It doesn't ferment. So we use the water from Thai coconuts or the little brown coconuts, and we also can, you can purchase in your health food store coconut water that's non-pasteurized and that is raw. That's probably why the ones in the cans and the little boxes don't ferment, is because they're pasteurized. We don't want that. So we have taken, there's about 5 coconut, the water of 5 coconuts in here, but it's always different because some coconuts have more water than others. So you kind of have to just, you know, play a little bit of a guessing game. And then you're going to need some receptacles, so some jars. I figured out that I have a quart and then I have an additional 16 ounces. So I have these 2 jars to put, to fill up my, my kefir. I have a funnel. I have a little wooden spoon, and I have this guy because what I've done is put the water in here, and it is 92 degrees, so it is body temperature. You don't want it to get any hotter because when you put the kefir starter into the coconut water, if it's hotter than that, it will kill the bacteria and it will not ferment. And then you're just going to have rotten coconut water. So you need it to be 92 degrees. If you don't have a thermometer, the best way to determine that is by sticking your pinky in there, and it just feels warm. It doesn't feel like much of anything. It doesn't, in fact, you can't even tell if it's in there or if it isn't in there. It just is body temperature. Or you know how you do with the baby's bottle and you put the milk on your wrist and you can't really feel much of anything. That means it's ready. So then we're going to take our kefir starter, not our culture starter. Puggy alert! So we're going to cut this guy open. We are going to pour these beautiful bacteria into our coconut water and wake them up. Little spoon. I also do this in a blender just to make sure that they get dispersed evenly, but just for simplicity's sake, we're just going to put them in there like so. Like so. Coconut water is so versatile, and so is the meat of the coconut. Beautiful, beautiful. All stirred around and broken up and coming to life because these bacteria, when they meet up with sugar, when there's sugar in coconut water, naturally occurring sugars, they wake up and they're like, woohoo, it's time to eat, because that's what they eat. They eat sugar. And they eat the sugar right out of the coconut water through that fermenting process, which is why it's sour at the end. That's why at the end of these fermenting processes with the dairy, the vegetables, anything that you ferment, those bacteria eat the sugar out of it. And that's why they're tart at the end, because there's no sugar left. And that's what we want. And that's what they do in your body when you eat them and you drink them. They eat the sugar out of you. How awesome is that? So now we're going to pour it not all of it because I have a lot in here. Just like that much for now. Okay. Oh, that smells like candy. It smells like cotton candy. I don't know why. Coconut, you know, warm coconut water, delightful. So I'm going to put this is how easy this is. The hardest part about the whole thing is acquiring the coconut water out of the coconuts. And that's not that hard. And then we're going to put our little funnel in there. And we're going to pour. When you first start taking in these fermented foods, you want to start off with a little bit at a time, because you can have a little bit of a die-off reaction, because they're very potent. When they start to eat that sugar out of your body and they start to eat up all of that, the bad stuff in there, you can have a die-off from it. And so you want to take your time with these. You don't want to drink a whole bottle of coconut kefir right when you when you get it. What you want to do is have a couple of ounces after every meal, maybe right before bed, and start with a little bit at a time. If you get a little tummy ache, that's why. And then you work your way up until you can drink a whole quart in a day. So what I also did, I forgot to mention, was I used a strainer to, when I poured my coconut kefir, when I poured my coconut water into my saucepan, I used the strainer to take all the coconut bits off of, out, so I don't have them in there. So there is our first one. You put that on really, really tight. I like to give it one shake, and then you don't want to move it again. You want to leave it. Now we have this guy. It's about 16 ounces. Oh wow, that's exactly 16 ounces. I'm good. Put your lid on, tighten it up. Give it one little shaky shake. Now you want to keep this at the same 72 to 75 degrees-ish. You don't want to go too much hotter than that, and you definitely don't want to go cooler than that, because the bacteria will fall asleep, they'll go dormant, and you won't ferment your product, and then you just won't, it'll go bad in the cupboard. So you want to keep it at 72 to 75 degrees. You can put it in that crib that you put your cultured veggies in, and you can ferment it in there. You want to do for about 3 days. 3 days is perfect. Any more than that and it's going to get way too sour. Any less than that and it's not really going to ferment. Now it's going to get kind of a milky white when it's done. Once again, you don't want to use the coconut milk. You want to use the coconut water. Milk is made from the meat of the coconut that's been blended up and then squeezed out. That's the milk. This is the juice. It's the water that's just hanging out inside the coconut when you open it. And then it's going to be sparkling, it's going to be refreshing, and it's going to be tart. All right? That's what it looks like for now. I can't wait. Yum!